I'm Laura Podesta with the latest out of Washington, where one of the president's sons, Donald Trump Jr., has been subpoenaed. Details ahead.
A nationwide study shows that vaping on school grounds, including here in Bozeman, is on the rise. I'm Cody Boyer, and we're taking a look at the data.
Good morning to you. It's 6:30. Welcome to your Thursday. I'm Missy O'Malley with Chet Lehman. Matt Elwell has our forecast here in just a few moments. Our top story for you now: the battles between President Trump and Congress continues to grow. On the same day, Democrats voted to hold the Attorney General in contempt. Just the second time that's ever happened.
There's a Republican-led investigation extended to include one of the president's sons. CBS's Laura Podesta is in New York with the details on yesterday's tumultuous events.
That's only in the panhandle you can get away with that statement.
President Trump shrugged off a suggestion from the crowd at his Florida rally last night to shoot migrants illegally crossing into the U.S. In his wide-ranging speech, the president said he wants to move on from the Russia investigation.
No collusion, no obstruction.
And onto the 2020 election.
Pick somebody, please, and let's start this thing.
And while many of his allies are also ready to move on,
the case is closed.
Congressional investigations by both parties are going forward.
Mr. Chairman, what happens if Don Jr. doesn't comply with your subpoena?
The Republican-led Senate Intelligence Committee subpoenaed Donald Trump Jr. to answer more questions about Russia's interference in the 2016 election. Trump Jr. testified before the committee in 2017. A person close to him told the Associated Press the president's eldest son will continue to provide documents and answer written questions.
The ayes have it.
Earlier in the day, Democrats in the House Judiciary Committee voted to hold Attorney General William Barr in contempt.
We've talked for a long time about approaching a constitutional crisis. We are now in it.
President Trump invoked executive privilege to block Barr from releasing the unredacted Mueller report.
The constitutional crisis is a committee that is asking from the Attorney General things that he cannot give.
The resolution now goes to the full House for a vote. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
Now, Laura tells us if that resolution passes, Barr would theoretically face the possibility of fines or jail time, but only if the Justice Department, which he runs, decides to pursue criminal charges. And that seems quite unlikely.
Just connecting the dots. Okay, sounds good.
There you go.
Still very confusing
Well
and a lot more to follow. CBS this morning will pick up the story.
Yes, they will.
After we stop talking about it. That's
yes,
right.
They will.
And members from the National Weather Service in Great Falls met with Gallatin County Emergency Management and our Storm Tracker team of meteorologists yesterday to discuss spring flooding.
Carson Vickroy has more on what you can expect for the next couple of months.
Potential for major flooding in the Gallatin Valley over the next couple of months is low. This is partially due to the mountain snowpack being only slightly above normal despite a record-setting April in Bozeman for rainfall.
Extremely wet April, which is great, helps to build our mountain snowpack. And so we have snow for this date, which is about 115% of normal. At least for May 8th for this time. And our forecast issued on May 1st indicate that we should have near to above average flows in the Gallatin, East Gallatin, and some of our smaller streams in this area.
Despite a few records being set this winter, it pales into comparison to what we saw in 2018.
We're not quite where we were last year, but what we are at is closer to normal, which given how erratic this winter was with wet and dry months, it's kind of surprising to come out right at normal, and normal flows or slightly above normal flows are great news for everybody in the area.
Snowpack isn't everything. How the snowpack melts and the rainfall we receive are both very important to the flood potential.
Temperatures that remain above freezing overnight. So as long as we kind of melt out during the day to with warmer temperatures and then freezing in at night, that creates a nice diurnal cycle of melting and kind of keeps flooding at a minimal level.
Take any long-range flooding outlooks with a grain of salt because when it comes to weather here, things can change quickly.
We do get heavy precipitation events. They're not all that common in Montana, but they are a possibility. Last year we did have a pretty significant heavy precipitation event in north central Montana. That could easily happen down here this year. We don't know.
In Bozeman, meteorologist Carson Vickroy, MTN News.
And as we all know, a few days of well above average temperatures over the next few days for the next few weeks can actually lead to flooding in the valleys as well. That transitions nicely into Matt, talking about those
looking
warm temperature we haven't seen for a couple of years.
Temperatures are going to be warming up. And
whatever.
you compare this year to last year. Remember how much snowpack we had and how quickly it warmed up? We saw those torrential flows through our rivers. It just was gone just like that. So we like to hold on to that snowpack.
Yeah, there's a good side and a downside of all of that. But we're about to see some temperatures from what you're saying that we haven't seen in decades.
What it feels like it. So it no longer feels like February. It's beginning to feel more like May. Temperatures this morning into the 30s, 20s in West Yellowstone. We do have a few passing showers early today. Temperatures are going to remain cool, at least for today in southwest Montana, but a nice build up toward the weekend. We'll break down your Mother's Day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
So it's the 76th day of February. We're finally moving into May. That's perfect.
Very close, Chet. We're going to get to June sometime.
Love that.
Yeah.
6:36, top local story this half hour. Bozeman School District is warning parents about some shocking numbers when it comes to teenagers and vaping.
MTN's Cody Boyer has more on those numbers, what they mean, and what parents can do to protect their kids.
This is something that's just really out of control.
It's a smoke that can often go undetected, without scent, and with a deceptive amount of tobacco within the fumes. And it's showing up in Bozeman schools.
And it's one of the things that we deal with the most in the schools. The kids are bringing the devices to school. They're using them in school.
Officer Richardson says it is an epidemic.
It's got to the point with, all the literature that's coming out about them, which has led to the school district putting out these letters to parents advising them of the dangers of these products.
Officer Richardson says 43% across Bozeman schools. That is a high number. When you look at those numbers outside of the percentage, though, he says that is even more alarming.
And when you're talking about this population, 2,100 plus kids, that's like 1,000 kids.
And that's just between the middle school and the high school. With some products coming in small, sometimes flash drive-sized packages, Officer Richardson adds they are easy to hide.
We're surprised at the way they look and how much there are in the schools.
Police say parents need to be on the lookout for a list of warning signs. They say vapes do not have the typical cigarette smell, instead coming in fruity flavors. Officer Richardson also says parents should watch for their kids having small pen-like objects and, importantly, a change in behavior.
Kids are going to get really addicted to these things really fast just because of the high levels of nicotine that they're ingesting. So I would just be on the lookout for maybe a mood change.
Prevention that schools across the country can only do so much to enforce.
We need parents and adults of our students to be more engaged with this. We have a chance here to be able to maybe correct that.
In Bozeman, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
Cody tells us that police say the 2018 survey should be released in the very near future, and they only expect those numbers to climb.
In other headlines this morning, a man is in jail after leading police on a high-speed chase and carrying about a pound of meth in his vehicle. This all happened early Tuesday morning. Robert Barkley appeared in Gallatin County Justice Court yesterday after leading the Montana Highway Patrol on a dangerous pursuit near Interstate 90 on Airport Road. According to court documents, Barkley sped up to around 90 miles an hour before driving into oncoming traffic, crashing his car. A deputy finally located Barkley on foot and arrested him. Barkley's bail set at $150,000.
And a Bozeman man was in court yesterday after investigators say he punched a police officer and then tested positive for being high on meth. 29-year-old Joseph Nez-Pierce was charged with assaulting a police officer after officials say he disappeared from his probation program. When the officer went to arrest him, Nez-Pierce punched the officer as he attempted to put him in handcuffs. The officer eventually had to use a taser. Nez-Pierce could face up to 10 years in prison for this assault charge. His bail was set at $50,000.
And 3 men have been sentenced to federal court for hunting a mountain lion inside the boundary of Yellowstone National Park. Austin Peterson, Trey Junkie, and Corbin Simmons are all from Livingston. They all admitted to crossing park's boundary on December 12th of 2018, shooting the mountain lion, and then taking the carcass back to their vehicle. Each of the men will pay $1,700 in fines, serve 3 years of probation, during which time they will be banned from hunting, fishing, or trapping.
And in other news, the final gym at Montana State University is officially coming down months after the roofs of 2 other gyms collapsed.
School officials say the upper gym is now set to be the next to be demolished starting this week. Crews began working with chainsaws and other tools to remove the upper gym's roof, breaking it down into smaller pieces. Officials say the process is a careful one in order to protect the rest of the Connected Fitness Center. We will keep you updated as the demolition continues and when the university starts to make plans for the center's future.